Thank you for sharing, Hopkinson. That blesses you, darling. Oh, good. We're getting notifications. Good, good, good. Thank you, Watchwoman. Some of this is. Some of it's due to the rain. All right. Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I told you I would be back. All right. And while we're getting here, thank you guys for taking a moment to be with this precious family. I saw those questions in there about the floodwaters, and I'll show you how to find the difference in the flood range that was due to the inundation. We'll get to that part later on in the show here, but for the moment, let's start off here. Here we are. Come here, mouse. April 13th, 2024. Okay, and here's the loop playing right now. Not much going on, but you can make out a little object there in that one. What's interesting is going on here on this one. What I want to do is I want to bring you over to the red side over here. I want you to watch this. Let's get right up close to this area right here. Watch that area. See that? Here, let's zoom in just one more. See right there where it freeze framed with that little black circle? Let's go just a tad bit tighter for you guys here. See it sitting there and stuff flowing around it? It's sitting right here. And it even caused that CME, and stuff went past it after, or the CME went past it, and it was still sitting there. So see it sitting there? CME, still there. All right. So what I need to do is zoom back out and get to the buttons again here. And what I want to do is try to capture this event. All right, there's the CME going out over it. Whoops, there we go. But there's our little circle still there. Let me try one more frame. It's not doing a very good job. All right, let's try again here. Well, I think you saw it there when we just hit play, because not really capturing it too well, going frame by frame right there. So just kind of leave it there for a second. Like I said, watch this little region right there. You see the little black circle is sitting there, and then plasma wraps around it, and then we get a CME going over that same region right there. Now, what I want to talk about is how that object is sitting there, okay? It's not moving out. It's sitting in one position. Now, if we were to have a similar object sit in one position and rotate around our planet for a full rotation and a half, we would see the water bulge that we saw, okay? And that's what I believe happened here, is one of these little objects here has parked itself there for a minute, made that bubble rise, and then, maybe did a full rotation with us or whatever it did. But what I'm trying to point out is that these things can park in position, all right? And that's possibly what had happened here with our bulge in the water, okay? Because the problem I have with most of these people on this planet is they are living on a celestial body. There are other celestial bodies in our solar system, and the idea that there could be a celestial body in our solar system is just out of the question. I mean, how just retarded thinking is that? If we're on a planet and there's planets in our solar system, there's a possibility there could be other celestial bodies. A very big, huge possibility, seeing how big the universe is. And just because mainstream media hasn't made it the gospel doesn't mean it's not true. And you're seeing the effects. We're seeing the effects here on this planet. And just because in school they taught you there's only 9 planets, the possibility that there could be more you need to have your mind open to that, okay? Because you are living on a celestial body. The sun is a celestial body. Things rotate around it like us, like these things. The idea that these things could be interacting with the sun, is preposterous. And then I guess you guys are just out your minds, but not here at this channel. Not here at this channel. You guys see what's going on. It's pretty plain as day. I don't need to be told how to think. Are you kidding me? So there is your activity for today. All right. Let's take a peek at that. And you be the judge of it. That's what I love about this channel, is you be the judge of it as well. I just point stuff out that I see. I tell you what I've learned and what I observe, and maybe you guys see the same thing too. It's pretty simple stuff, really. The only hard part is getting over the gospel of the mainstream media. The same mainstream media that's been lying to you for eons, and you still take it as the gospel. Oh, there's no other planets in this solar system. Of course there is. and now you're seeing it. Okay. Anyways, the possibility that, see how this thing parked there? The event that we had looked like a gravitational effect from said body, or a small celestial body like this hanging out next to our planet for a minute. And all the, oh man, we'll get to that part. All right, so there's your activity there. Now I got another beef. Let's come on over here to Solar Ham. Okay. Here we are at GOES X-ray flux. Look familiar? Does this X-ray flux look familiar? Because it hasn't been updated. This is the same exact readings we had last night. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? Sorry, I have to do this. I'm just going to do it. So bear with me here. Last night's live. Right there. Pull it up, YouTube. Come on. I think I'm right on it. Oh, there we are right there. Pause. I hit pause. Thank you. All right, just to go kind of full screen here. All right, do you see where we left off? This is yesterday's report. See the same, similar, it's the same readings that we had last night on this GOES X-ray chart. All right, take a good look right there, and then we'll go right there. It hasn't changed. We're missing data. Okay? That's what I don't like, is missing data, because then I lose trust in these. So never mind the X-ray, GOES X-ray flux, because it's unreliable. This is the same reading we had last night. There's a whole nother white box over here of events that we went through today that's not here. Okay? X flare potential 5%. Now they're finally getting around to lifting that a little higher. M flare potential 35%. Over here, oh look, our indices have lifted again to 160s. We were at 120s, 130s, 140s, 150s yesterday. Now we're in the 160s. So our indices are rising. The sun is, the active side of the sun is rotating around towards us, and we're seeing the more activity. Here we are at our geomagnetic forecast here for a G1 for tomorrow. So we're going to have a little storm tomorrow, G1 storm, and another one on the 15th. Okay, those two CMEs that we looked at last night, the one that's going to sideswipe us, and then the other one that's going to kind of secondarily hit us. Okay, so those are those two, 14th and the 15th. M2.4, but who knows? I mean, we don't even have the updated data. Look at the change in sunspots here. We had 3 the other day. Now we're at 7 of them. Okay, so the number of sunspots is growing as that region rotates around. Here's our KP. We had this little small absorption, a little small one there, but it's been very, very quiet pretty much lately as far as absorption on the KP. All right, which is good. Whoops. Go back this one. All right, so you can see the auroras right here. They're very weak. It also is an indicator here. When you see KP2, that means our auroras are pretty weak. All right, let's get into this. Our old friend 3615, not our friend. Our old nemesis 3615 is now turning back into view and is looking nothing like it once was. Despite the heavy decay, the impulsive M2.4 solar flare or whatever was produced this morning at 5:02. We will get a better look over the course of the weekend, hopefully when you update some data. All right, so right here, I guess this is what they didn't even tell you which one it is. Is it 3670 or this one right here, 3637? Might be the old 3615, I think, or it's this one. One of the two. We'll find out. I think it's that one right there. This is yesterday's report. Oh, here, let's open up the tracker real quick. I want to take a peek at this one. Yo, hello, anybody home? I did click. Okay, let's load that up. While we're waiting for that to load up. All right, there we go. So our double impact coming here. You can see it on the chart. That first little one. Well, actually, now they're showing a little bit different makeup. Last night we saw two independent ones. One that was, more down this way, and we were catching the very edge of it. And then a secondary one. Oh, there it is. There it goes. All right, yeah, and that's the one I was looking for. All right, so those are our the next 2 days, the 14th and the 15th, the two geomagnetic storms. All right, 14th, 15th, see little bumps right there? That's at stereo B, but it's a representation. Okay, so there is that. Let's move on out of this. Anything else? No, let's get on over to the spaceweather.com, get through this one. All righty. Geomagnetic Storm Watch, G1. Geomagnetic Storm Watch is possible on the 14th with two minor CMEs are expected to graze Earth's magnetic field. The storm clouds were hurled towards Earth by magnetic filament eruptions on the 11th and 12th. Neither CME is particularly potent, but their combined effect could cause a G1 geomagnetic storm with high latitude auroras. A red blob in the night sky. Oh my God, it's the red blob. Sometimes it pays to stay up late. Most people in Texas were sound asleep on April 10th when amateur, oh boy, all these wonderful names. Abdur Anwar looked up and saw a bright red blob. Okay. It's SpaceX. No, it's just SpaceX. It's not an aurora. The gases that come out of this when they launch. Listen to this real quick here. Where'd it go? Oh, it's down here. Okay. The blob is created by a chemical reaction. The deorbiting rocket engine sprays water, H2O, and carbon dioxide, CO2. Wait a second. CO2? The deorbiter is spraying CO2. Well, he better pay his CO2 fine or taxes for that, don't you think? But I guess it's okay if it's a SpaceX doing it in the upper atmosphere, releasing carbon dioxide into the upper atmosphere as much as 400 pounds of exhaust gases. A complicated series of charge exchange reactions between these molecules and O positive atoms reduces the red light at a wavelength of 6,300 a coincidental. Yeah. Big chemical reaction going on up there in the atmosphere. Bunch of CO2. It's okay for SpaceX and all these rocket launches to put CO2 into the upper atmosphere. Okay? But if you breathe, well, we're going to tax you. Yeah, give me a break. I'm going to break all these stupid laws. These guys are a bunch of clowns. They really are. And there's nothing wrong with CO2. CO2 is plant food. But the way they portray it, well, if they're going to portray it that way, you might as well charge SpaceX a little extra for putting some up there. And that was all I had for that stupid report. All right, sorry. Tell I'm a little bent today. Been a long day. All right, you can see why. Yeah. We had a little it was off last night. Remember, we couldn't see the Schumann because the site was down, so we're missing data right there. But you can tell we came into a pretty good blast right here. Not a blast, but a pretty good grinding session. Had a little break, and now just totally intense, all right? So we've got a lot of pressure down below. Okay, this is an indication, a lot of pressure down below, and that's huge. That's a big, long one. All right. All day long. I've been watching my kids fight, trying to break up this fight. And these two kids, my two children, no, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, I'm right. And they're both wrong. Sorry. So, as you can see, we are getting it pretty intense right now. All right. So a lot of pressure down below, build it up. So come on over here now, and that's affecting your if your ears are ringing or you're sore, your animal's freaking out. That's why. I'll go back just a tad bit right there. Okay, there we go. A lot of pressure there in China. Still kind of dark down there. Over here in India as well. Saudi Arabia. Okay. We have another issue we're going to talk about right around that area. That was going to be the thumbnail tonight, but we'll just cover it in a different way. All right. So there's America. Country divided, one half bleeding out, the other half kind of spotty. Amazing how my little pen does it, or my little pointer does that streak on the map. Okay, lots of pressure built up down below. As you can see over here, our little spot, pretty strong. Okay. This one up here, pretty dominant as well. So we have pressure down below. You know, we saw it on the Schumann. We're seeing it here. And we're seeing it in the earthquakes as well. But before I get to that, I want to come over here to, particulates, to the sandstorm. All right. Take off that. Wow. Look at that streak. It was coming out this way and then whew. Here, maybe I'll put the winds on real quick here. Is it at the right level? There we go. So, quite the sandstorm we got going on out here. And look how this storm has taken it, curled it up, wrapped it up here. This one's wrapped it up into a big old spiral. So, not a sandstorm, okay? That is a sand hurricane. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of it. Look at the shape of it. Let me put the winds back on. Does that look like maybe a big old sand hurricane type structure? Because look how it's picking up all of this big old wall rotating around. So, wow. And then look at this. It splits up and part of it going in here into northern France, up into Great Britain and stuff up there. Meanwhile, we got another one here in Saudi Arabia. They got their sandstorm kicking up here. We have a secondary one, or third one, here over the Gobi Desert. And then look at this, a fourth one with another wind up, another little hurricane type looking structure sandstorm. Oh, we got two of them. Crazy, crazy times we are in right now. And that's a lot of sand that's airborne. All right. This looks to be one little storm right here. Just kind of independent of this little one. Because watch. These winds. See how this wall structure is built? And this one's still wrapping around circular. So these are almost independent. 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to take the wind off. And, okay, we're talking about a sandstorm here up in Russia, all right? Over north, there's North Korea and stuff right there. So, a sandstorm in a weird part of the world. Whoops. You got this one down here. So, yeah. 5 of them, I would say, kind of. Where's the media on this, huh? Where is the media? Nobody. They don't want you to know about this. They'll start a freaking war to keep you from looking at what's going on your planet. Just to keep you distracted by a couple of petulant children. Oh, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, you're both wrong. Both of them are wrong. No clue whatsoever. The only people have a clue are the people here at this channel, that's for sure. All right, there's your sandstorm right there. Now let's get on over here. I want to check out the water again. Let's take it 8 back. Thank you. Okay, we still have our Gulf Stream here, but out here in this region is Tamumasi, okay? The biggest volcano on the planet, one of the biggest ones in the solar system, all right? I think it's number 2 to Olympus Mons on Mars. Here we have our hot patch of water here off the coast of Japan. Look at here at Taiwan. This has really calmed down. There's still some, but you remember it was one big bright yellow bar right there. And then we saw an earthquake in this region and the pressure relieved a little bit. Okay. Really concerned about this region right here off of Japan. That's a lot of hot water. All right, let me put on the currents real quick. I need to check something. Go. Oh, dear. Oh, that's what I was afraid of. Yeah, you see these currents? This is your main little current right here. This hot water out here is not being taken out this way from here, right? Even though when you take these currents off, it has that perception that it looks like warm water is drifted out this way. But that's why it's important to check out the currents, because the currents really aren't carrying this hot water all the way out there. If you look out here at this bulge, this is its own little independent bulge of heat. Okay? I want you to mentally note this bulge of heat out here. Okay? What else? No, we're leaving right there. Now we're coming over to the earthquake report. What is... Wait a second. Yeah, we just had an earthquake at Tamumasi. 4.7 at a depth of 10. This thing's waking up, you guys. That pressure down below. Look, this intense pressure right here has now caused an earthquake at the biggest volcano on our planet. And it's coming alive because when we look down below, there's a big heat plume down there. See it? I was wondering when this was going to happen. And then look at this activity. Well, we had a secondary one right here. I don't know where that went. All right, let's get into it, though. All right, deep quake region right here. Our 4.9 down at 499. That might as well be a 5, okay? So a little increase in our deep magnitude. We're used to seeing 4.5. Now we have a 5 down at depth. At the surface, we get a 5.3 instead of a 5, okay? So a little increase at the surface here as it enters the thing. Here is a 4.6. It's about a third of the way down at 179, all right? So we have a little uptick in pressure, or uptick in magnitude due to the pressure. Nothing through this region, okay? Very quiet. But we get over to here, and we'll start popping these off. This is a 4.6 at 49, 5.3 there at 40, okay? 4.6 right there. This little weak spot had a 4.7, 4.5. Ooh, new little spot here, 4.8, okay? These are usually, mid-range 4s, so slight uptick in all of these. 4.7. 4.7. Anything over 4.5 is kind of an uptick in this region, all right? These aren't the big ones, but there's a 4.5, but that's down at 382. So that'd have been a 5 at the surface, probably. Now, here's our patch of warm water in this region right here off of Japan, and now we're seeing quakes just north of it here. This is a region I haven't seen quakes in quite a while. 4.2 down at 116 and a 4.4 down at 65. This is relieving some of that pressure that's built up right down below here. Okay, we're seeing earthquake activity. This isn't on the plate boundary either. Okay, this is on the other side of this little, it's like a big cliff right here. Okay, and this is a plateau up here. So down in that plateau, it's almost like the edge of a table, but if you went down under the table into the floor, down there is where this one is. Same with this. This is up on the table. If you went down through the table down into the floor, it'd be down under there. Okay, so that's your pressure in this area being vented right here, right there, and right there. Nothing at the fulcrum point. We got 3 volcanoes. 3.6, 3.8. It made it up to there. 4.1. 4.1. Ooh, we might see a 4.1 in this area, or a 4. Mid-range 3 to a 4 in that area. In the Juan de Fuca, possibly, okay? Because you see how I tracked this energy. Made the fulcrum point. It came over. It dished out the same energy. 4.1. Come here. 4.1 and 4.1 right here. That tells me it made it over the hump, okay? I see little sprinkles coming down the Rockies here, but this spot being left open could possibly see a 3.5 to 4.0 right in the Juan de Fuca. All right, these are all small, 3.1. Okay. Out here, that's not Hawaii. That's Hawaii. That's not Hawaii. That's Hawaii. 2.5 out there. Cocos Plate up on the plateau, probably 4.2. Now out here on the mid-Atlantic ridge, this is pressure coming up from down below, 5.3 at the surface. We're releasing energy at the surface on the mid-Atlantic ridge. Then, let's do the fulcrum points here. Please, Lord. 4.2, 115, 40, down at 268, and a 4.5. Okay. Then, where was it? Over here, we had 2 quakes. Let me pull up the other one here. There it is right there. So these 2 quakes, this one was just a little while ago. It just dropped off the map. It was a 5.0 at 10 and another 5.1 at 10. So, whoops. Count that one right there. It was just on the map just a little while ago, right before I did the show. So, it would be included in today's report. 5 activity down low. Okay, activity deep right here. We're seeing 5 here on the Mid-Atlantic ridge. All right, this event that we had over here off of Africa has caused other little residual events. Okay, let's continue on now to our volcanic report real quick here. Here we are already at the 14th. Ebico, 14,000 feet. That's a tall one for Ebico, 14,000. Luwatolo, 6,000. Marapi, 14,000, another big one. Ducono, 8,000. Santa Guido, 12,500, another big one. Fuego, 17,000, another big one. Nevada del Ruiz, our semi-active volcano, just did a semi-active 20,000 foot blast. Reventador, 15,000. Let's get into the 13th, which was today. And we had Requejenas. The activity at the eruption site resumes. Okay. Ebico, 9,000. Ibu, 12,000. Luatobi, 7,000. Ducono, 8,000. Santa Guido, 13,000. That's a good one. Fuego 14. Semi-active Nevada Del Ruiz doing a semi-active 22,000 foot blast. Sangay 20,000, Reventador 15,000, Sabancaya 24,000. Oh, there's no pressure down below. It's only blowing up to 24,000 feet. Every other one's over 10,000. Oh, somebody just went live. Erda Ale, don't forget about that one. Over in Ethiopia and Africa, still going. All right, I guess that'll be it for this report. Let's get it through the weather report, and then we'll get on to our event. Oops. There we go. I'll let it load up here real quick. Yeah, Dutch just went live. You can go check him out too. I don't mind. You can always come back and watch this on replay. I think he probably just put up his 48-hour globe thing or whatever. Maybe just refreshed it or something. Because I didn't see anything very noteworthy, or there's no new 7 or 8 to jump on and get a report on. You know what I want to do here? I'm thinking about this. Oh, magnitudes. Okay, I just want to make sure there wasn't a flurry of like a bunch of small ones out there at this volcano out here. All right, back to our weather. It should be loaded up now. All right, there it goes. Let that play one loop through real quick, and we'll bang this out. Ooh, excuse me. Been a long, hard battle. It wouldn't be so hard if you could just get people to listen and to have cool heads, but it's all ego. Everybody thinks that they're big and bad and tough. It's like, you don't know what tough is. Pain, enduring pain. That's what makes you tough. All right, let's get her done. Here we are, current conditions. This storm coming in on the west coast. Thankfully, this monster's moved out of there. Severe weather chances still up in there, though. There's the morning of the 14th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 15th, noon, convection, nighttime. All right, you see that low that we were watching yesterday spin up? This is a different configuration now. So, yeah, no pain, no gain. That's right. That's a code of life. All right, so convection's not too bad, but at nighttime it starts to blossom down here at Texas-Oklahoma border. You also see these speckled ones coming back here. Then we go into the morning hours of the 16th. It dissipates a little bit. Still little chances right there. But then at noon, the central vortex part right there is starting to gain strength there. Oh, here, let me read this real quick. He just got kicked off, so you must have gotten it up again. I was watching him while waiting on you, Brian. Oh, okay, good. Thank you, Southern Grace, for the little report. All right, back to ours now. We got severe weather here at like Nebraska, Iowa, the South Dakota border there by the noon time of the 16th. Okay, so something to watch out for. This is our next main event to be aware of. And all this is subject to change. There's convection the 16th. Okay, up here into Wisconsin, Iowa, southern Minnesota. That'll be the nighttime of the 16th, morning of the 17th, noon, convection. Look at that. Nighttime, morning of the 18th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 19th, noon, convection, nighttime, morning of the 20th, happy 420, noon, convection, nighttime. The nighttime of the 20th, maybe down there in Texas. Morning of the 21st, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 22nd, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 23rd, noon, convection, nighttime. Here or there. That's way down the pike, though. That's a little bit too far out in the future. Morning of the 24th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 25th, noon, convection, nighttime. Wow, look at that. Morning of the 26th, noon, convection, nighttime. Morning of the 27th, noon, convection, nighttime. 28, noon, convection, nighttime. 29, noon, convection, nighttime. All right, there's your loop. Let that play one more time. So, got this little storm spinning through here. It creates a low pressure. We get this little flare up right there. After that, it goes clear for a little while. And then this next new round right here, no telling. That's probably too far out. That'll change. Everything's changing so quickly now, day to day, that anything past 3 days or 4 days is pretty hard to predict anymore. Okay, so there is our terraphysics, our astrophysics. Oh, we're not done yet. We still got to go over here to the inundation map now. Okay, so our event did produce results. That's why I'm calling it an event, because there still are side effects happening from it right now. All right, so we got this map pulled up, and this is your coastal inundation. This event, you know what I should do is pull up the other site too. But for the meantime, this event, when the water came up from the south, the bulge water, as that bulge sat back down slowly, the displacement moved north. Well, it really got captured in this bay right here. And a lot of these ones, all these pins in here, have all registered some kind of flooding here. So let's just start up here. Let's start with this one right here, for instance. Let's come over. Wait. Was it this bay? Maybe it's this bay I'm thinking of. All right, so here they had minor flooding. The blue line was what they were anticipating, so it was above stage, okay? It was above their anticipation. Because this is just a normal cycle. Just every day it does the same thing. Something happened and increased water inundation to minor flooding at that site. At this site, had minor flooding as well. This is from inundation, not from the rain. Here's minor flooding again at this one. So this whole strip right here had inundation that went up into these shallows. These areas are shallow, so any kind of water shoved up in there. See the difference between the red and the blue line? They had flooding too, because it's out of its regular rhythm. These are all indications of our bulge, well, the water getting pushed up into this bay and causing inundation. Where are we at here? This is the one. Nope. Okay, they had minor flooding as well. These are all older now. The flooding event has gotten kind of kicked off the map towards the back here. I should have done this show earlier. Dang it, man. Yeah, because now all the readings that were showing major and moderate flooding are off to the left now. Last night I showed you all of these ones in this area that were blinking, and it was because they all went above flood stage. And now all the readings are off the edge of the map. Dang it. Anyways, but what we still do have, here, let me pull this one up, is still a higher observed level than normal. The blue being normal. Still higher than normal because of our event. And the other readings before this were even higher, up into moderate flooding, and we're coming out of it now. It's calming down and tapering down back to normal a little bit. I should have captured all these when they were tall. Dang it, man. So basically, all of these up and through here had readings of inundation. All of these up in this bay had readings of inundation. That one's no good. Oh, dang it, man. I missed all the good readings. Is there any way to back these readings up for 5 minutes? See these channels way up in here where it gets shallow up at the tip? These are the areas that saw flooding, that were up in minor and to moderate flooding. And now that I try to do this and prove the point, all the data has been updated. Gee, I can't get any updated data on any other thing, but when I need the old data, it's been updated. Great. Anyways, you can see most of these are coming back down to normal. So we did have an event, and all these registered some kind of inundation, all right, from our event. Now, I was checking out Mr. MBB again today, and somebody had sent in another event that had happened, back in January? No, February. Where are we going here, Lord? I need to get up the, where is, oh, I don't have it yet. Okay, so we'll just have to type it in, inundation map, coastal inundation map. There we go. Nope, that's the one I got. Oh, it was Venture Sky. That's right. It was Venture Sky. Do I have Venture Sky over here? Nope, I put that one on there too. Thank you, Google, for erasing all my bookmarks. It made my life so much easier. You're so wonderful, Google. I'm trying to get to Venture Sky. There it is. And we'll get to that little event, because there was, no, not now. We're trying to do a show. Thank you. There was another event similar to it months before, back in February, I think it was, February. And that would be another pass by one of these objects, all right? And let's just back up here for a minute, get to our event. It was on the 9th. Hang in there, we got to do it like this just to get back there. Oh, wait, I guess we could do that too, but yeah, let's do that. What time was it? It was at 5 p.m., so or was it the 8th? No, it was on the 9th. Well, it's going into the 10th now. All right, hang on. Let me see if we can just find this. Bear with me for a second, because, oh, wait, we need to be on waves. That's the problem. Wasn't on the right setting. Okay, so 5 p.m. right there. There it starts right there. Okay, so watch the motion. Imagine this map is bent over a ball. This would make more of a circular shape because the planet is round. Something else I need to talk about here is, let's get to the maximum of it, where it's at its biggest, right there. All right. Here we have a dome. It's a bulge in the water on the surface, okay? Being 2,000 miles long and 1,500 miles wide, a lift of 80 feet to 100 would not be perceivable at all. At all. I'm telling you, if you're here in America, all right, let's pull this map down. Say you're standing here in the middle of America. It's about 2,000 miles across. Well, a little bit smaller. Do you think that if you stand up 100 feet tall, you're going to be able to see the East Coast or the West Coast from 100 miles up or from 100 feet up? No, it's not going to make much difference at all. Any kind of ship on the water would have noticed nothing. They wouldn't have noticed anything. Okay, it's a huge bulge. It's just like it's being lifted up higher by the gravity of a passing object, much like the moon lifts the tides. It's the same effect, but a much smaller, more concentrated area. When it lifts this water up, all right, this big bulge, you see these big arches, big arch wave effect? That's the water shedding off the bulge. Gravity is still trying to pull water from the top of this bulge down either side or whatever. Okay. And it didn't just pop up and then pop away. These are 3-hour increments. Okay. So between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m., well, hang on, let's get it to where it dissipates. Right there. All right. So between 2 a.m. in the morning and 5 a.m. in the morning, our planet rotates out of position. This thing finally passes, lets go, and it has a very quick release, like we see on the sun sometimes. They hang out for a second, and then they quick release and move away. So as it moves away, this bulge recedes back down over the course of 3 hours, back down to where it was. All right. That's a lot of water being displaced. The event that happened before, let me see if we can find this event. Oh, I should have looked at the video and the dates. Well, we could do that on another time or something, but there was another event. Okay. So it's not a glitch. And I know that they put it in the papers and everybody says, oh, it's just a glitch. It's just a glitch. Yeah. But did any of them address the preloading of the water before this event, the aftermath after the event, the effects of this event? No, they just go right to the one thing and say, oh, glitch. Dude, if that's your scientific method, no wonder why we're all going to blow ourselves up. You guys have no scientific method whatsoever. You have no common sense whatsoever either. Led by a bunch of lying media. You see this vortex spinning over here? This is a storm. This is a vortex being caused by a magnetic field starting to interact with ours. It's preloading. Then it shows up. Notice the vortex starts to dissipate as this bulge is growing. It's ruining the power of this rotation, dissipating it, making it weaker. It also is causing more strength in these waves going that way. And we'll back up. See how it took it from this small little red dot, and increased it to this big old huge red plume over here. See the big red plume? Okay. Bulge disappears. So should the big red plume. Don't you think? Because that'd be a glitch too. Because these are results from said event. These guys are just blatantly lying to you. Do not believe anything the media says. In fact, whatever the media tells you, the direct opposite is the truth. So when they say, oh, it's going to be like this, you better swallow hard and go, oh, God, it's the opposite. And this event happened before, back in January? I'll look up the date here. I don't want to do that during your time, but we had another event that caused the same kind of conditions, and I bet we had the same kind of coastal inundation back then, and they knew exactly what to expect because it was in the same location. It's the same similar type of pass. Nobody addresses the after effects here. Why did this area is just still there? It's an effect. It's an effect from our so-called glitch. Same with the changing of this vortex here. See how it came in and just quelled it? All right, we're a couple minutes right before, a couple hours before the event. We got a vortex going here. This incoming gravitational field, it's coming in from this angle, so it's pushing water already this way. As it starts to enter, it's going to rotate and go by like this and pull out of frame. Really? Come on now. I'm trying to give the movement effect. Yeah, they don't want me giving you the movement effect. I wish this thing would play smooth, like one smooth move. Oh, there we go. There was a little bit of smoothness there. See what I'm trying to capture? See how it influences the water? Do you see how it influences the water? You got serious issues. I bet you that's why they're all going to war right now, because they don't want you paying attention to this. They don't want you knowing what's going on. Shoot, we'll start a war, do something else. And look at this area up here. Watch it change as well. Watch everything in the region change for that event. And then it's still left over once it's gone. All those changes that it caused are still there once it's gone and continue on. So I don't care what these people say. They're never going to tell you the truth, okay? They're just never going to tell you the truth. And anytime something odd comes up, they will debunk it, right? I tried to debunk this, all right? Because I looked at it and went, nah, that's exactly what I would expect to see. But let me put it to the test. Let me test a couple of theories. Let me test a couple of things. Let me not just jump in and right away say, oh, it's a glitch. Oh. I'm tired of that shit. I am seriously tired of that. That's why this world's going to end up burning, because lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge. Why? Because you choose to be dumb and listen to the so-called experts that have no experience. How can you be an expert when you have no experience? That's the root word. Anyways, so our event did cause inundation, okay? And I wish I could go back in time to some of those little charts or whatever. Come back here, you. Unbelievable. I wish I could have some technology to where every time I could just switch back to a screen without having to, come on. Come on, baby. You can do it. You can put the pins on there, can't you? Maybe not. Thank you, Lord. It's been torturing me all day. All day, been torturing me. So this whole inlet saw a bunch of that surge. Okay, it came up, the water pushed up, and it's usually up in the tips of these little inlets that you see some of the bigger changes, some of the bigger flooding, because it's shallower. You add 4 feet of water to 20 feet, it doesn't do much. You add 4 feet of water to where there's dry land, all of a sudden you got 4 feet of water. So there are a lot of areas, a lot of these sensors here. This is awesome. I can get the little things now. Are you guys witnessing this? Look, I am trying to pull up the pins so I can. Check mark. No pin. Check mark. No pin. Hey, how about the other stations? Check mark. Oh, look at that. That check mark works. And we were just using this one a minute ago, weren't we? We were just using these pins on this map a minute ago. And now we can't get anything. Okay? What does that tell you? Look, let's do the other pins. Huh, they pop up. Those aren't the ones I want. because they don't give you a difference. Gauge is currently out of service anyway. Look at that. All the NOS stations now. Okay. All right. You guys are here to witness this. All right. I'm moving on from this. And look, inundation warnings all the way, every coast, every inlet, all coasts, all the way down. Oh, this is a gem here. Why are they expecting coastal inundation inland and around the lake and around this stream system and around this little lake? Because the inundation goes up underground too. It'll waterlog all the. This is just a bunch of sand bars sitting up out of the water anyways. It's mostly water with just a barely above sea level. So any kind of inundation will go seep underneath it as well and come bubbling up where there's water around inland. Okay? Let's just go into some of these. So you got houses and neighborhoods here. Watch this. So you can see where the houses are, this swamp area and everything. They're expecting water all the way up like that. So that's the best way to use this map. Let me get to a good spot here where we'll see a bigger effect. Where was the one spot I wanted, Lord, that I was looking at before? Where we saw a bigger effect. All in here, I guess. Okay, so say we're in this neighborhood area, you live around this area, you want to see how close the water might get to you. Well, there you go. All that area is going to flood. So all this area out here, these lowlands, could possibly get water pushing up into those regions. You see this little area right there? Watch, see that whole neighborhood? Boom. Help me, Lord, where was it? We were looking at the bridge. Help me, Lord, where was it where we were looking at the bridge? Where was I last night? I was looking at the bridge. Was it down here in Texas? Where was it? Oh, I think it was up here. There was a place that has a bridge. Maybe it's right in here. And the flooding was going to cut off the bridge. I think it's this one right here. Yeah, so you won't be able to cross that bridge right there or take those roads. Okay, see this little bridge right here? You'd be cut off from it because all that area would be flooded. There's little houses, these little fields right here. Watch. Boom. Where's another spot, Lord, that we were looking at? It was up here. No, it wasn't there. Anyways, it's very interesting to take this. Oh, look, our pins are back now. All right, good. Yeah, maybe they're just refreshing them or something. But when you do this, where was that one spot with the bridge? I showed you that one, but there was a better one. Nope. But every single coastline, every single island has these Inundation warnings. All right. What I wanted to see is the West Coast to see if we got any reaction on the West Coast because everything hit here first. It would have to circumnavigate the globe and take another. It would take a while to get to the West Coast. Let's see if we've had any uptick here. That's not going to show me. Yes, we have. Right there. Now we're starting to see effects on the West Coast. See this? Before the West Coast was way under the blue line. The water receded from that area when that bulge happened and we had a drop. It was below the blue line. Now that it's impacted the East Coast and kind of circumnavigated around the other side of the globe and hitting the West Coast now, we're seeing a slight rise right there at that station here. Let's go into the Bay Area and see if we're having effects in here yet. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Look at this. See the blue line? Up here is where your increase is. All right. Let's get up here even to the shallower part of the bay. See, we're having, it's not flooding. It's not at flood stage, but it is higher than the normal reading. It is an aberration. Okay. Please, Lord, come on, just quit torturing me. All right, see, there's another increase right there. Oh, so the West Coast is starting to see its inundation event now. Let's come up here to Eureka. Yep, it's slightly higher too. Now, the West Coast inundation event might not be as deep or as big as the East Coast because it dissipated going around the planet. Not much change there yet. And not much change there yet. It seems to be more down south. So let's go here. That one's still pretty close. Maybe it's more westerly. Yeah, it seems to be more westernly. So the points that are further out west are starting to get impacted first here. And you can see it didn't do much flooding, okay, but we did see a jump in readings. There is an aberration in the water. And it continues. See, if it just was one hump and then went right back to normal, but there's an aberration in the trough here. See, the water column's still higher than when it should be, higher than what it should be, all the way through. It's higher than it should be. Okay? And that's because of this event, I believe. That's because of this. Where to go? Oh, man, you put me back at the regular date again. Right there. And we saw earthquake activity down here in the southern hemisphere, more activity in earthquakes down here at the southern hemisphere as well. Okay. I should go check that date. What was it? You guys mind if we go check the date for MBB? Because I want to look up the other event here. So just bear with me real quick. We'll pull up his latest report here. Please, Lord. We have this because I want to find out that other date and look it up on the calendar and see the preloading and the aftermath of the first event. And it was on this one. After that, oh, come on. Okay, where was it? What's in this? There it is right February 23rd. February 23rd. So February 23rd. Whoops. Over here. Wrong map. February 23rd. Up. Okay. And look at the same kind of residual effects. See how it's trailing this whole mass? So this what looks to be the tail end of it. So let's just go back. Sorry, it's going to take a minute to load each frame here. And we want each frame loaded so we can get smooth continuity here. So, you're trying to tell me that this event was a bunch of glitches too, huh? Sorry, we're just going to do this, okay? Oh, did you see how this one grew in size? Oh, there's our vortex over here. Okay, cool. Let's go backward just a tad bit more. I want this area right here. Yep. Okay, we have our vortex, a spinning column of water right here, preloading to this magnetic field coming in, just like in the other one. Well, take that out, please, Lord. Thank you. Okay. Also, we have a small red patch here, just like the last time. Preloading again. All right, here we go. All right. There is our first indications. It's nice and small. Remember, bend this map over a ball, and that would be more of a circular shape. It starts to grow in circular size. Boom. There's your glitch. There's a little missing data right there, okay? That's a glitch. But it's doing the same thing. It's a big dome of water. You see these big waves or whatever. That's water running off of it. And it takes a very, very similar path. Not exactly the same, but pretty darn close. All right. So this is interesting. I love this. Wow. Look how you can see as the object's pulling away from the planet, you can actually see the concentration of the gravity scatter. Look at that. Wow. And these are ridges. These are like bubbles of water still trying to hold on the gravity of this object as it's moving away this way. Pretend like my fist is the ball that caused it. It came in, moved this way, and now it's moving away, pulling the water towards my hand. And this one's struggling to hold on. Wow, look at this event, dude. This was nothing like the last one. Come on. I'd be interested to see what happened along this coastline here back on February 24, 2/24/24, along this African coastline. I bet you they had some kind of an inundation effect for sure. For sure. And that's probably how they knew exactly what was going to happen up here. See how this time the water, this thing moved this way? Well, it moved the same direction last time, but it's The gravity is like barely hanging on to this spot. It's still pulling away this way. So this time it really tugged it towards land. This first event, look at that. And now it's gone. Now I want you guys to remember something. These are all glitches, right? It's a lot of glitch work going on there. You guys might want to reprogram your computers if you're having glitches like this, man. Something wrong with your program. Oh, no, it's nothing wrong with their program. They're known for their accuracy. They're known for their accuracy. They accurately captured the event. Okay, so 2 different events. When I saw the first one, I was like, "Oh man, I bet that I know this has happened before, but I wouldn't know where to go back into the calendar to look." And finally, luckily, somebody was thinking the same thing, went back, found it, and here we are. So your event happened before, and probably caused coastal inundation up in the same regions, and that's why they knew. That's why they know that it's going to raise water levels around the world for a little bit at every inlet. So it's just kind of fun. How do you think they got such good readings here? Or good idea what's going to flood? Because of the elevations, right? They know the elevations. They know how much displacement there was. So they can pretty accurately predict that it's, come here, you, this is what, that it's going to, come here, it's going to flood this little part of the neighborhood right here, this part of the parking lot. Whoops, went in too close. There we go. So they can tell you that this area is a little bit lower. If we have inundation that's, so much according to that displacement, well, it would go up about that high. And that's what's cool about this is you can kind of go over to your area. See this freeway right here? See this on-ramp or whatever it is? See, that would be flooded. And usually underneath off-ramps, it dips down a little bit. That area could be flooded. But I was looking around last night, and there were freeways that had big red stripe going right across it, bridges where you couldn't get on or get off of it. It was, like I showed you earlier. You come over here, and you can go like this. That whole field area could possibly get flooded. Do it again over here. All right, so that's what's kind of good about this map is you can come over here, click it on, see where your water's going to be. And that was all Puget Sound area up by Seattle. So we'll put this back on real quick for you people up there. You get to see right in that area is going to be inundated pretty well. Up in this region as well. There, let's take it off real quick. You can see it. All right, so causing inundation now on the West Coast. Put the pins back on. We got any pins over here? All right, we checked all of the most of these. Yeah, see, they're starting to get theirs here a little raise in water right there. It's not too bad. It's not minor flooding or anything. So I don't expect to see it go. Well, where was the Columbia River up here? See this? They show going all the way up into here. I don't expect to see it going that far up in there. It did have a water rise though. Look, it's higher than normal right here. And that's clear up here in the tip of this. So it has reached up in there. Wow. Yep. See, there's a small difference. It's not flooding. Okay. So it didn't like go overboard, but there is a change in height there in the water all the way up this thing. See, there's another one. There's a pretty drastic change right there. As we continue going up this, that one's pretty normal. That one's just a little bit above. And that one's pretty right on. So the deeper the water, the less you're going to notice it. But when you get up into the shallows up here, you'll notice a little difference. See, that one's right on. All right, so there's your events. There's your inundation. If you live on a coastline, it's good to come over to this map and just get familiar where your inundation areas would be. You know, you live down here by Lake Pontchartrain or something, and you're like, well, is it going to reach, if the lake flooded, would it reach, how far back would it reach? Well, there you can see it would go up into this little area up in there and stuff. And it gives you, a way to, there's different ways to use this and look at it, different perspectives. You could use it to, gauge where your runoff is or your inundation is going to be, as well as runoff. You back out like that. If we had a tsunami, say there was an earthquake out here that was 7.2 or whatever, and it produced a small tsunami, nothing earth-shattering, but a 5-foot high wave. Well, these would be the areas that would be inundated first. So it's good to kind of look at it that way too, as to where you sit in lowlands, midlands, highlands, or what. Okay, are you in a floodplain? Are you not? When we get 10 feet of water or whatever, see, most of these are all back from the water, so they're just beyond flood stage right there. All right. So we've had a couple of these events now. All right. And I believe it's because it's a gravitational effect. I mean, when a celestial body would do such a thing, it would cause this kind of effect. Just like our moon tugs on the water and pulls high tide, and then when it's on the other side of it pushes it back down. It creates a bulge on each side of the planet, and that bulge is thousands of feet high. I think it's 1,500 feet high, I think, something like that. But we don't notice it because the planet's so big, 1,500 feet out of rise out here in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you don't notice it at all. So this little bubble right here was barely noticeable. The instrument detected it because it's detecting wave height, right? These waves out here are 10, 11 feet. It keeps getting taller and taller and taller and taller until the thing maxes out at 83.7. Trust me, this isn't a flat surface. It's all 83.7 up here. That's the maximum reading that this thing will put out because it's not used to, we don't have waves that big, right? So it's a dome. It grows in height as it goes up this way and comes back down. It's a dome this way. It grows in height as it goes and proceeds back down. It's a big, giant bubble or dome of water caused by a gravitational interaction between a smaller celestial body and our planet. There's your evidence of it right there. Okay. Whatever they try to tell you this is, the direct opposite's the truth. I mean, when are we going to just stop trusting the media? I'm done listening to their reporting anymore. It's all just a bunch of fear, fear, fear. Mainstream media is a fear factory. If there was a story that said, "Hey, everything's all good, you can all calm down and be peaceful," it wouldn't make the news. That's for sure. All right, so I bet you there's another event somewhere back in the calendar, because I've been noticing the inundations and the coastal retreats where water just disappears for like a mile and leaves ocean floor exposed where there was ocean. How does that happen? Well, that would happen when a bunch of water gets pulled up on this side of the planet. Water on this side drops. Oh, yeah. Remember we had that buoy with the big drop over there at the same time? Yeah, just a coincidence. Okay. This thing also, I'm looking over at the buoy detection center, right? But it's not an earthquake. It didn't move the ocean floor. The column, we'll call it a column. It's not a column. The dome rose slowly, gradually over time, reached its height, moved, and then gradually receded and went back down. Now, if you'd have dropped all this water all at once, really quickly, then you would see bigger results, a bigger splash, a bigger wave come off of this. But the fact that it happened over a slow course of time, it eased that water back down nice and gently, but it still displaced water and caused inundation. Okay, if this thing were to go by really fast, say if we had 4 frames where it went by, lifted up the water, and then dropped it right back down and moved out really quick, you would see a tidal wave all the way around the world. But the fact that it happened over a long period of time, it's a slow lift and a slow drop back down in. So it's going to be a slow lift and a slow drop back down. It'll take a while for it to circumnavigate this way to come at the West Coast, because it can't get past this, can't get past that, can't. So the waves we're going to see are going to travel out this way, come across from Australia to hit us, okay? All of this basically is going to break it up for the West Coast. All of this diffusion, all of this area that this water has to go through and be diffused through these islands and then come out the other side. All right, so what hits the West Coast will be a lot less impactful. It'll be a little bit later than the East Coast, which we're already seeing now. We're seeing the East Coast events subside and the West Coast events starting to take effect now. Not a glitch. Okay. And this is the event back in 2022. Oh, no, back in February. Wow. It started on 2/22. Actually started on 2/21. Yeah, this one's a good example of the growth of it. The actual, let me just hit play there. See how it's affecting the water around it? If that was a glitch, why is it affecting the water around it? Interesting. Very interesting. Wow. That was a long duration one too, wasn't it? A lot longer than the other one. Okay, so anybody that's trying to tell you this latest one is a glitch, tell them, hey, then how come it happened before? And we saw very similar effects. Here, let's play it. You can still see the effects going from it and still going. I bet you Madagascar got inundation. I bet you they got it pretty good. You probably won't hear any reports about it because it's friggin' Madagascar. All right, but two different events now, and I bet you there's probably another one further back in there, even a couple years ago, because we were having coastal surges and retreats like that before. So, all right, so lots of things going on in that. Not intentionally watch women drink. Okay, you guys are just chatting. Good, good, good. Did you have any questions? What was the one question that was at the very beginning of the show? I think we just covered it, though. I think what I just talked about covered that question. Very interesting how all this stuff is starting to happen, and then now all of a sudden we're going to war, and oh boy, what are we gonna do with these people? All right, so one more time with the little movie there. Let her rip. Yep, that one was a lot shorter. The other one was over the course of a couple of days there. So, like I said, I believe these objects come out and hang out for a minute. Maybe go around, they go. This one hung out here for rotation and a half because it was there for 36 hours. It's not like it was just in one spot and the earth rotated. Now, see, that would be something, that's what I was more expecting to see, was the thing stay in one spot and the earth rotate underneath it. But what we did capture is when this thing is moving up like that, the earth is tilted. All right. We're not flat like this. It's tilted. So when I saw that thing kind of moving at an angle, I was like, or moving upward in a direction, well, then that means it is passing by us. So just at a different angle. All right. So there was that. Let's get, you guys ready to do the spiritual report? You waited this long. All right. So let's get into it. Any other questions? You guys want to look at any other places or anything like that? Put it in the chat. Let me know. You can do it if you want. I just gotta pull up some images for my channel. Something to read to. Hopefully you guys understood all that. Alright, well. Dutch Sense is live, huh? Yeah, we have. Oh, please. Yeah, so we got Tamu Mossy out here in the middle to watch out for now. Come on, YouTube. Dude, wake up. Yeah, and a lot of pressure down below at the Schumann. So we're going to be seeing more earthquakes, more volcanic activity, higher blasts, bigger, or higher magnitude and quakes and stuff like that. So. Any day now. Free ad. Hey, there you go. Freeze up for 5 minutes so you can come on. Yeah. Here's another good idea about war is jamming satellites, jamming communications. You can't get any kind of that's a really good idea. Just stab yourself in the foot and then try to run. Come on, YouTube, let's do this. All because of an ad. Yeah, all I was trying to do is click to my channel. I don't need your 15 ads. I need my. All right, well. Isn't that wonderful? Their ad gets to play while everything's jammed up, huh? Yeah. Bye, YouTube. We'll come over to this one. Maybe we can get that one to open up. Oh, dear Lord. Please give me patience to endure this. All of this energy just to get to one video. Please, your ad. No, run your ad, please. I must have your ad. Oh, then I will just reboot all this to get that precious commercial back. Sorry, I'm just being cynical. I'm tired of this excruciating pain I go through. People can be idiots. Very, very frustrating after a while. All right, there we go. Let's get our Savior up there looking nice and pretty like. Speaking of this, I was talking to a lady today, and she knows who I am. And she says, can you perform a miracle for me? And I said, sure. And I pulled out this picture and I showed it to her, and she looked and saw the face. She was like, well, so what? I go, well, you asked me to miracle for you. And she goes, well, what did you do? I said, this is a 2,000-year-old prophecy that came true on Easter. So, okay, I want you guys to think about this. Any prophecy that comes true is a miracle. It's a miracle. That's what the definition of miracle is no, she didn't know that until I said, look, there it is. I just performed a miracle. You just saw a 2,000-year-old prophecy come true, didn't you? Oh, now I get. Oh, you did. You just did perform a miracle. Yeah, but most people don't see it. They think that its knowledge is the miracle. The event is the miracle. All right. And she was like, oh, perform a miracle for me. So I did. And she didn't see it. She didn't recognize it. I had to spell it out for her that when you see prophecy come true, that is a miracle. Okay. So there's your miracle right there. That's why it looks so odd. It's Jesus in the clouds on Easter. It turns into a lion. We're going to go through that because it looks like we got a few extra people here. In audio. Okay, here I've taken about 7 or 8 of those pictures and put them together in a flip book, and you can see the different images and that this event, is taking place here because there's more that happens here. Okay, so starting here, we're going to go forward a little bit here through a lot of these images, all the way to right about here, where you can see that this face has changed now. Now we're seeing a more round, like lion type face with the nose right here. Here's an eye coming out here, an eye going that way. Here's its mouth slit, the chin going down here. So this round face right here with a crown still above it. Now I'm going to go through and show you the flip book where it changes from Jesus to this lion face. Okay, now we're here at this image right here. This is a flip book of about maybe 15 or 20 of those pictures, and it's the transition between Jesus's face and the lion face. Okay, if you can see this and you understand and you're seeing it right now, I just performed another miracle. I gave you the gift to be able to see this. This happened in the class. That is the miracle. All right, is now you have the ability to see this, don't you? Clouds, and it was so big and in your face you couldn't see it. It wasn't until I took these images and zoomed out and compressed them. You didn't zoom in. They're too big in your face. You have to zoom out to see these. Okay, they're in a different dimension. They're too big in your face. Who else knows about these faces being in a different dimension? And these images that you're looking at have all been compressed, each frame, and then put into a flip. Okay, all been compressed so you can see them with your perspective now. Okay, now you can see them, what I can see. I gave you my vision so you can see the way I see now. All right, therein lies another miracle. Okay, all right, so it's all about perspective, really. A lot of people think that a miracle is a magic trick, right? No, it's not a magic trick. It's the truth. And when you see the truth, then you see the miracle. Okay, it's very well, it's complex, but it's still simple in its simplicity. It's still beautiful in its simplicity. Let me get this one here too. There we go, that one right there.
That you can get paid $800 a week or more just for reading scripts into your phone for at least an hour a day, and this doesn't require any previous experience.
Yeah, tell us that. All right, let's just get that shit out of there. All right, another miracle right there, out by the moon. Okay, the fact that you can see it is another miracle. All right, the fact that you hear my voice right now, that's a miracle, isn't it? So all these miracles are happening right now, as we speak, right now, as we're doing this, and yet a lot of people fail to see it. Okay, that's why perspective. It's all about your perspective. You have been raised in a blind world with no perspective whatsoever. They like to look at lies and drama and all this other stuff and dwell on that when there's more important stuff that we're here to do. We're here on a mission, a spiritual achievement mission. We're talking spiritual achievements that you attain in the course of a life. Okay, I got some stuff for reading tonight, so everybody, nice deep breaths. Okay. I want to start back at this picture right here. I actually want to start right there. And we don't need that squealing in the ear. We can take out some of the brightness here. Is that better? Yeah, now you can see me a little bit better. Everybody says, how come you never show your face? What are you talking about? I show my face on this channel all the time. There it is. There it is. I showed you last night. I reversed the camera. I'm just shy is all. I don't like to be on camera. Plus, I got a target on my back. I don't like everybody knowing exactly what I look like. So, here we go. We're dealing with a lot of anxiety today, aren't we, folks? After what we saw on the news today, everybody get a good surge of anxiety from that. Anxiety is a result of envisioning the future without me. Okay? That's what real anxiety is. It's you envisioning the future without including me in it. That's why you get anxiety. Oh my God, what's tomorrow going to bring? Oh, no. You forgot to include what am I going to do with you tomorrow? Then that anxiety goes away. Okay? Anxiety is a result of envisioning the future without including me in it. So the best defense against worry is staying in communication with me. When you turn your thoughts toward me, you can think much more positively, can't you? Remember to listen as well as to speak, making your thoughts a dialogue with me. Okay, we're having a dialogue together. It's like talking to me when I'm pretending that I'm sitting right there next to you, because I am, and you don't have to pretend. Have an open dialogue with me and see what happens. See what happens when you just do open dialogue, not a bunch of thou art with me, thou, thee, thy, no. Like you're talking to a person, to a real person. Hey, Father, I'm having problems. This is confusing me. I'm having issues there. Okay, so when you turn your thoughts towards me, you can think much more positively. Remember to listen as well as to speak, making your thoughts a dialogue with me. You must consider upcoming events. Follow these rules. When you're sitting there stressing about upcoming things, okay? First one, do not linger in the future because your anxieties sprout up like mushrooms when you wander there. Number 2, remember the promise of my continual presence. Include me in any imagery that comes to mind. This mental discipline does not come easily because you are accustomed to being God of your own fantasies. However, the reality of my presence with you, now and forevermore, outshines any fantasy you could ever imagine. Okay, everybody's imagining World War III and nukes and blah, 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 blah right now. All right. The reality is my presence is with you now and forevermore. That reality outshines nuclear war, whatever. It outshines it all. Quit future tripping on that stuff and be with me in the present with my presence. Okay, so go gently through each day, keeping your eyes on me. I will open up the way before you as you take steps of trust along your path. Sometimes the way before you appears to be blocked. If you focus on the obstacle or search for a way around it, you will probably go off course. Instead, focus on me, the shepherd who is leading you along your life journey, and before you know it, the obstacle will be behind you, and you will hardly know how you passed through it. Not over it, not around it. You're going to wonder how you passed through it. Okay? If you focus on the obstacle or search for a way around it, you'll probably go off course. But if you focus on me, before you know it, the obstacle will be behind you, and you will hardly know how you passed through it. All right? You didn't climb over it. You didn't avoid it. You just dealt with it, and you passed right through it, and you came out the backside, and I'm still there holding your hand. That is the secret of success in my kingdom. Okay? I gave away the secret. That's the secret of success. When you focus on an obstacle and try to search your way around it, you need to face it. Before you face it with me, and before you know it, the obstacle's behind you and you went right through it. Okay? So that's the secret. Although you remain aware of the visible world around you, your primary awareness is of me. When the road before you looks rocky, and you can trust me to get you through that rough patch. My presence enables you to face each day with confidence. With confidence. What's the other stuff I had for you guys today? You're come to me with your defenses down, ready to be blessed and filled with my presence. Relax and feel the relief of being totally open and authentic with me. You have nothing to hide and nothing to disclose because I know everything about you already. You can have no other relationship like this one. So take time to savor its riches and bask in my golden light. Elaborate barriers. Okay, one of the worst consequences is the elaborate barriers people erect between themselves and others. Yeah. Elaborate barriers that we erect between ourselves and others. Facades abound around in the world, and even in my body and in the church. Sometimes these facades, these fakes, sometimes the church is the last place where people feel free to be themselves. Sometimes church is the last place where people feel free to be themselves. Guess how I felt when I went to church and nobody accepted me. I showed them everything. I gave them all the keys. I performed miracles. And they just didn't know. Sometimes the church is the last place where people feel free to be themselves. So now I don't go to church and I don't find the fellowship I need there. I find the fellowship I need here with you guys, this church. The barriers people erect between themselves and others, and the facades, these fake faces that people put on, they're not authentic, especially when they go to church, and that's where you're supposed to feel free to be yourself, not fake it and pretend like, oh, everything's all hunky-dory. No, it's not. It's not hunky-dory. I got a shattered hip. I got 2 broken shoulders. I'm bleeding out over here. Oh, that's nice. No, thanks for your help. All right. Let's move on. Okay. So, church is sometimes the last place where people feel free to be themselves. They cover up with Sunday clothes and Sunday smiles. They feel relief when they leave because the strain of false fellowship. They feel relief when they leave because of the strain of false fellowship. How many of you guys have experienced that? That false fellowship. That's why I couldn't be me in my church. I was like, well, this isn't the church for me. All right. It was pretty easy to figure out. Well, if I can't be me here, I have to find a church where I can. So, they cover up with Sunday clothes and Sunday smiles. They feel the relief when they leave because of the strain of false fellowship. The best antidote to this artificial atmosphere is practicing my presence at church. Let your primary focus be on communing with me and worshiping me, glorifying me. Then you will be able to smile at others with my joy and love Oh, wait. Then you will be able to smile at others with my joy and love them with my love. Okay, I got this one now too. Okay, see this? This stuff follows me everywhere I go. The clouds are doing all kinds of crazy stuff everywhere I go. Faces, all kinds of scenes, everything because of who I am, all right? I am your living God, far more abundantly alive than most of the vivacious people on this planet. The human body is wonderfully crafted, but gravity and the inevitable effects of aging weigh it down. Even the most superb athlete cannot maintain his fitness over many decades. Lasting, abundant life can be found in me alone. Do not be anxious about the weakness of your body. Instead, view it as a prelude to my infusing energy into your being. Okay? That's where I infuse the energy. As you identify more and more fully with me, my life becomes increasingly intertwined with yours. Though the process of aging continues, inwardly you grow stronger with the passing years. It's not your body, it's inwardly that you grow stronger with the passing years. Those who live close to me develop an inner aliveness that makes them seem youthful in spite of their years. You guys feeling that at all? Feeling a little bit youthful despite your years? Let my life shine through you as you walk in the light with me. All right, I got another. Yeah. I guide you in the way of wisdom and I lead you along straight paths. Wisdom can be defined as the ability to make good decisions based on knowledge and experience. Remember, I was talking about experience earlier? These so called experts that haven't experienced a single thing in their life. Okay? Wisdom is defined as the ability to make good decisions. That's what wisdom is the ability to make good decisions that are based on knowledge and experience. So it's important to learn what is true and apply that knowledge to your life, especially your decisions. Okay? Very important stuff. Wisdom is the ability to make good decisions based on knowledge and experience. It's important to learn what is true so you can apply that knowledge to your life. How are you going to apply a bunch of lies to your life, huh? How is that going to bring wisdom and knowledge if you apply a bunch of lies that you've gotten from the media to your life? It does nothing. All it does is create anxiety and a bunch of confusion. It's important that you learn what is true, not what is false, not what is fake, what is true, so you can apply it. What good is knowing what's true if you don't apply that knowledge? Huh? That's why I keep doing this and nagging you and training you so you will apply it. At first we were doing the 1 hour a day in the spiritual realm. You guys were doing it for a while, but you forgot about it and you're letting it slip. You're not practicing it anymore, and now you're feeling more anxiety. So reach for that 1 hour a day. Shoot, if you have to break it up into 4 15s, do it that way. However you have to do it, spend as much time in the spiritual realm as you can to get that peace. Because these lying bastards are trying to get you guys all stirred up. God, it's so important to know the truth so you can apply that knowledge to your life. My people die because of the lack of knowledge and experience. So pathetic. All right, let me get back on track. Since I am the way, the truth, and the life, I'm the best guide imaginable. I am also the Word who was with God and is God. The way of wisdom found in the written word guides you very effectively. So study my word and stay near me as you journey through this world. Look for and follow the straight paths I have for you. I don't promise that these paths will always be easy, but if you walk close to me, your journey will be much less cretaceous. It won't be so bad, okay? When you look ahead, you perceive confusing bends and turns, yet when you look back at the ground you've already covered, you can see that I have been with you each step of the way, shielding you from dangers, removing obstacles, and straightening out your path. Look back. Go look back at your path. It has been smooth, hasn't it? You're here now. You're still alive listening to me at this very moment, so it must be. The ground you've already covered, you can see that I've been with you each step of the way. Now, you can see that. I've been with you each step of the way. I'm shielding you from dangers, ones that you don't see. I remove obstacles, don't I? Mm-hmm. And when you look back, you see your straightened out path. So look back. Look at when you're tripping at the future, look back at the straight path that you just did. It's going to be straight when you go forward too. Okay? It's important to look back at that straight path every once in a while. That's a good reminder. All right, now this is where we need to repeat this. I did this a little while back, and we need to get back into this again. Don't worry about evil people who prosper. Don't fret about their wicked schemes. In this day of instant communication, you have access to so much information and news that it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Not only do you hear about evil people and their wicked schemes, you also see the graphic details. This visual imagery has a powerful impact on your brain chemistry. The visual imagery has a powerful impact on your brain and the brain chemistry. A steady diet of carnage can make you anxious and fearful. That's why we do this part of the show. It's not carnage. This is the peaceful part. Okay? This visual imagery has a very powerful impact on your brain chemistry. A steady diet of carnage can make you anxious and fearful. But I want you to pray about world events and pursue peace as you are able. However, it's crucial to recognize what you can change and what you can't. So, fretting about things that are beyond your control will drain your energy and discourage you. Instead of doing this hurtful focus, endeavor to fix your thoughts on me. I am with you and I am for you. So delight yourself in me. Go ahead, delight yourself in me. It's okay. Remember that I am God of justice and I know everything. Eventually, I will right all the wrongs. Did you hear me? I am a God of justice. Eventually, I will right all wrongs. So be still in my presence, trusting in me with a steadfast heart while waiting for me to act. Okay? Pretty easy stuff, just simple stuff, just hard to do. So, a good reminder is remember that I am a God of justice and that all rights or all, eventually, I will right all the wrongs. Everything that has been wronged, I will make good out of it. I always do. It strengthens you. Okay? So, I will right all wrongs. So be still in my presence, trusting in me with a steadfast heart while you wait for me to act. Easy stuff, just hard to do, man. And you got to apply it. You can't just know it and then not apply it. You have to apply it in daily life. And that's where you'll find that peace. Oh, here, this is the one I want to. Well, I got two more, I guess. I want to close it that one or this one. I'll close it down. Okay, so when you're looking at this, I want you to see that right there. I live in you. I am everything you could possibly need in a Savior God, and I am alive within you. I fill you with radiant life and love. I want my life in you to overflow and impact other people. I'm going to repeat this again. I want my life in you to overflow and impact other people. As you interact with them, ask me to live through you and love through you. When you collaborate with me in this way, my light will reflect from your face and my love will grace your words. Okay? When you collaborate with me in this way, my light will reflect from your face. Okay? And my love will grace your words. All of a sudden, you start to speak love when you reflect my love. That's how you are complete in me. All that you need for your salvation and your spiritual growth is found in me. Through my divine power, you have everything necessary to persevere in the eternal life, and I have and also here in this world. So, through my divine power, you have everything necessary to persevere in this world and in the eternal life I have given you. I also give you intimate knowledge of me. I invite you to open up and share with me at the deepest levels, both your struggles and your delights. Okay, it's not just all struggles. Share with me your delights. I had a great time today, Lord, man. I was really feeling it today. Thank you. No, those are the delights. Find rest in my finished work on the cross and rejoice that you are eternally secure in me. I want you to rejoice that you are eternally secure in me. Enjoy this rich soul satisfaction through knowing me, your loving Savior and forever friend. Yep, forever friend, you're stuck with me. Yep, I love you. So, I'm going to close with this next part right here. So, enjoy the rich soul satisfaction through knowing me. And whenever you're feeling sad, I want you to anticipate feeling joyful again. Now, this takes the sting out of your sorrow because you know it's only temporary. So I'm trying to take the sting out of your sorrow. I know you guys are getting some sorrow out there. I'm trying to take the sting out of that. So when you're feeling sad, I want you to anticipate feeling joyful again. You're going to be in heaven. You're going to have eternal joy. We're just doing the work first, okay? So, whenever you're feeling sad, I want you to anticipate feeling joyful again. This takes the sting out of your sorrow because you know it's only temporary. Sadness tends to duplicate itself along the timeline, convincing you that you will always be unhappy. When you let that sadness keep duplicating itself, it ends up you end up convincing yourself that you'll always be unhappy. But this is a lie. The truth is, all of my followers have infinite joy ahead of them, guaranteed throughout eternity. So no one can take this away from you. Your path through this world has many ups and downs. Your down times are difficult, but they serve an important purpose. Pain and struggle help you change and grow stronger. Okay? Pain and struggle help you change and grow stronger when you trust in me in the midst of your adversity. It won't make you grow stronger if you don't trust in me. If you're trying to go through this without trusting in me, you won't grow stronger. You'll just be in more pain. So pain and struggle help you change and grow stronger. Your troubles are they help you change and grow stronger when you trust me in the midst of that adversity. Okay? You could be in the midst of adversity without trusting me, and you're not going to grow stronger. The only way you grow stronger is by trusting me in your adversity. Your troubles are comparable to a woman enduring labor pains. Her suffering is very real, and she may wonder how much longer she can bear the pain. Sound like you guys? Your suffering is real, and you're wondering how much longer you can bear the pain. This arduous struggle produces a newborn baby. This arduous struggle produces a wonderful result, a newborn baby. While you labor through your earthly struggles, keep your eyes on the promised reward. Right there. Let me repeat that again. When you labor through earthly struggles, keep your eyes on the promised reward. Boundless joy in heaven. Even now, you can grow in awareness of my presence, because where there is, while you labor through your earthly struggles, keep your eyes on the promised reward, boundless joy in heaven. Even now, you can grow in awareness of my presence, where there is fullness of joy. And I think my next note is going to be in the next step. I guess I could put some of this in that one too. All right, your citizenship is in heaven, okay? That's why you got to keep looking, keep remembering when you're having adversity and you keep your eyes on the promised reward, the joy in heaven. Your citizenship is in heaven, okay? Not here on earth. Someday I will transform your lowly body so that it will be like my glorious body. You will have an eternity to enjoy your perfect, glorified body. So don't be overly concerned about your physical condition now. Many of my followers cling desperately to their earthly lives when they are at the very portals of paradise. Yet once you let go and pass through that thin veil into heaven, there they experience ecstatic joy surpassing everything they've ever known or imagined. So, your times are in my hands. I have planned out all your days, and I know exactly how many you have left. Since your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit, I expect you to take care of it, but I don't want you to be too focused on its condition. What you should be really focused on is your spiritual condition, not your physical. Okay? If you go to the gym and you work out 4 hours a day for that physical body, you might as well go home and work out 4 hours a day for your spiritual wellness too. I expect you to take care of your body, but I don't want you to be too focused on its condition. This can make you anxious and distract you from my presence. Instead, receive each day as a precious gift from me. Look for both the pleasures and responsibilities I've placed before you on your path, and then just hold my hand in joyful trust, because I am always by your side. Okay? I am always by your side. Yep. Look for me. Look for both the pleasures and the responsibilities I've placed before you on your path. Okay? Glimpses of heaven right here. You're looking at it right there. That image should bring you joy. Now it all makes sense. Now it makes it all worth. Michelle, I see that question. Is Brian talking as if he is Christ? Maybe I am. Because I am. See that picture on the screen right there? Do you hear my notes? Do they sound familiar? You know what I think I might do right now? You guys are still here with me? Yeah, cool. Cool. We're going to do a little something different here. I wonder if this is going to work. Okay. Yeah. I think it might work right here. All right. Angel told me about my birthmark. Said, yeah, your birthmark's a mortal wound you suffered in a previous life. You see that stab wound type birthmark right there? Okay. I got 2 birthmarks on my feet, too. Okay. The angel told me that. He said that was a mortal wound you suffered in a previous life. Huh. Amazing. Here, I got another one for you. You want to see my ID? My birthday is March 24th. That is 3 days after spring. You guys know what 3 days after spring is? He rose 3 days later. 3 days after what? Well, after spring. And Jesus is the spring, the promise of new life. I have ID. I have the birthday, birthmarks. I got all the experience. I have Marian angels visiting my house. I've shown you guys that stuff. You want to see Marian angels? Here, let's go over here. It's important you guys see this. I'm not trying to prove anything. I want you guys to know so that you'll have the peace. It's not about me and my ego. It's this. I'm doing this for you so you'll have the actual real thing, the real peace. Where was I trying to go with this again? Marian angels showed up 11 days after the Revelation 12 star alignment. The Revelation 12 baby was born in my garage. This baby right here, we were just talking about labor. Here we go. And this was actually captured the day before. And this is for some of I hadn't found it for years later. This is for some of you also out here that thought that you were just watching a channel. Some people in this family have figured it out a while ago, and that's why they're here. But we're gonna do this because this is for you guys. Just bear with me for a second here. Now, hopefully, you can see that we have a lady's profile here. Here's her eye, here's her forehead, her snub little nose, here's the bottom jaw, she's smiling, she's looking down and she's holding a baby, and here's the baby's head right here. Here's the face, the back of the head, here's her arm cupped around like this, and she's holding the baby. Now I'm gonna run this through the filter real quick and it's gonna enhance it, but a little bit too much. But see, now you can really make out her profile a lot better and see her face, and her headdress is coming over and going down back behind her. And you can still make out the baby's head right here. And maybe if I pull back a little bit, there we go. And this was captured on October 4th. So this was about 11 days after the Revelation 12 sign. All this stuff 11 days after the Revelation 12 sign. She was pregnant. She was about to give birth. The dragon appeared in front of her to devour the child, but the child was born and caught up to God. It's a spiritual child. It's a spiritual entity, not a... All right? That happened right after Revelation 12. This spiritual entity was born in my manger, in my man cave out in our lower garage. Oh, well, it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to come back here. Okay? Revelation, right after the star alignment, that happened. All three at once. I was in some extreme anguish. So in this image here, I'm sitting here praying, and Mary's head appears right next to my head, and we're going to zoom in on this. You can't go in too tight on it, but she's looking down at my head this way. Let's see, there's pretty good. And you can make out her eye and her nose coming down, her shawl coming over, and it's in shadow right here. This is a shadow of the inside of her shawl going over her head like this. Here's her eye, her nose, her other eye would be on the other side there. Okay. You can't go in too tight on it. And then also... Okay. Can you see Mary there? She came to console me because I was in anguish. Mary showed up to console me because I'm in anguish because of who I am. She came to console me. Mother came to console her son. There's the God eye. And let's continue. This white ball with an eye in it, this white orb with an eye in it. Okay, and that's not all, because over here in this corner up here is an angel. The silhouette of an angel with his wings spread, with his back to us, standing in a shaft of light. Here's his head. There's a glow over the head. The wings are extended, and there's a feather coming off. The last feather coming off is crossing over these brown roof tiles in the background here. And you can make out there's an angel right here. And you can even see his head right here. Okay. So, when this spiritual entity, this spiritual thing entered my body, and I experienced some, well, let's just say I was in anguish, okay? This happened the day before this. Whoops, we'll get this whole picture in one right there. Mary, God, and an angel. When these three entities are together, there's usually Jesus in the picture too. Okay? Well, Jesus is in the picture if you know what to look for. I was in anguish. You have no idea what happened to me. I can't tell you because you wouldn't believe me, so I'm showing you. That spiritual entity was born inside me. When that happened, it was quite a... And then I was out here praying, crying, screaming, realizing who I am, what happened. And then this showed up. Mary showed up. God, angels, all this stuff started happening to me. Right after the Revelation 12 sign, right after this. Right after this little entity was born here. Right there. It's a spiritual entity. And when you read Revelation 12, it tells you that's our king, our new leader who's going to rule and reign for 1,000 years with a rod of iron. Born right there in my garage and entered into me. And I've had to deal with this. And nobody believes me and nobody trusts me. And I've been through jail and institutions and all kinds of hell on this earth for you people because nobody will take 5 minutes to even believe me. And the people that have in this channel have found nothing but bliss. Nothing but bliss once they trusted me. And that's why they come back at 3 a.m. and put up with my crazy ass channel, because they understand. And I want you to feel that as well, okay? I'm here to soothe you during your time of need, okay? Trying to give you the tools that really work, all right? That I have learned through experience. So, since nobody will believe me, I have to show you. If I used the sentence, you know which one I'm talking about too. Because if I say it, it's going to sound crazy. In fact, it's not for me to say. That sentence is for you to say, to declare. Because when you declare that sentence, see, I can't come out and say it. It makes me sound crazy. It's for you to proclaim. And when you do, all kinds of wonderful things start happening to your life. Ask some of the people in this chat room that have been in this channel. They've seen nothing but results. That's because I am who I say I am. It's the best news ever. I'm your friend. I'm your father. I'm your big buddy who's watching over you, protecting you from ads like this. Woo! All right. Okay. And this event I've shown you several times on this channel. I have UFOs that follow me, watch me, and study me everywhere I go. I have advanced races from the past that watch, follow, and study me everywhere I go. I have ascended masters that have passed on, that are in the clouds, that watch, that follow, watch, and study my every move, and they take note on every spiritual achievement because of who I am. Look around. Do you see wars and rumors of wars? Are there earthquakes in diverse places? Are we in the end times? Did I say you would? Everybody asks, when you're going to return? What would be the sign? Well, I gave you all the signs. When I would be here, and you see all the signs, and here I am. How hard is it to put together? It's not hard to put together. It's just really hard to believe. And I know that. I have experienced that from every single person in my physical life, from police officers to mental health agents to psychiatrists. I helped every single one of them along the way. They didn't see it, but I helped them. They didn't help me. I'm the one who helped them along the whole course. Now, how does that work? Unless I am who I say I am. That's why I do this show. To bring you guys the information, to show you the signs that we're plainly seeing, and to comfort you. I'm the comforter. Okay? I'm here to comfort you and let you know I've got you by your right hand. Everything will be okay. The more you trust in me and listen to my voice and believe me, the more relief you will get. Practice being in the spiritual realm for an hour a day. That means being in the spiritual realm does not mean being a ghost. It means focusing on where you are at the moment, being in the moment, in the present, with me. You could, pretend I'm sitting shotgun in your car when you're driving. All right. And talk to me like I'm sitting shotgun in your, while you're driving. That's when you're talking to a nobody sitting in the passenger seat and you're talking to me, that's being in the spiritual realm. That helps your brain. It relieves the stress on your brain. It's not because of my ego and my need to feel you guys glorify me. No. When you do that, it eases your mind. I am who I say I am. I am. I am. I am who I say I am. I show you. I teach you. Shit, you're here watching me right now. That means you're following, like you follow on Facebook, right? You're following. You're looking at this image. You're watching. You're listening to my voice, trying to decipher whether I'm telling you the truth or not. So you're studying. Well, shit, you're doing the same thing all these other entities are doing, following, watching, and studying me. Aren't you? Aren't you? Well, that's because I am who I say I am. These notes happen to be, they go along biblical lines, don't they? That's because I'm trying to pass on what I've learned to you guys. I love you guys. I miss you guys. I want the best for you. I see what's happening in the world. Okay? They're coming up against me. They have no idea. They think they're just playing patty cake in the sandbox against each other. No, they're coming up against me. And you see what I can do? How are you gonna shoot a bullet at a cloud? How are you gonna stop a storm? What are you gonna hold the ground still when I shake the ground? Are you gonna hold back the floodwaters? No, you can't. You can't stop me. All you can do is find peace. Don't hide yourselves in the rocks. Hide yourself in me. You'll find peace and serenity. And some of you are finding courage. And a lot of things are coming with this now, huh? You see what they're doing over in the Middle East. Okay? It's the holy war. Nope, I'm right. No, I'm right. No, my God's the right God. No, my God's... They're both wrong. If either one of them were right, they'd be here at this channel right now listening to me. But they aren't. So they got it wrong. It's a real thing. Really happening. I'm a real person. I'm your father. I'm here to straighten some stuff out. And to teach my children along the way. And I'm tired of watching my children fight each other going, hey, I know better. No, I know better. No, I know better. Oh, I'm going to get you back for that. I'm going to get you back for that. Where is the forgiveness? Where are cooler heads? Huh? Nowhere. I'm the one cool head on this planet. And if they want to know what to do next, they should come ask some advice from me. I could send them in the right direction. A lot of pain, a lot of problems can be solved right away. But there will never be that recognition. That's why I have to do it this way. Okay? And it sounds too good to be true, but I can do anything. Therefore, I can be on YouTube just like anybody else. Okay? In fact, I could be on YouTube way easier than anybody else, right? Right? So, the idea that I'm on YouTube should not be a problem or an issue at all. Should be thankful I'm on YouTube. Okay? I love you all. I miss you all. And tomorrow's going to be tomorrow. Okay? We all know what's kind of coming. But don't future trip. Keep coming back to this image. That's why I keep showing you this. This is your foundation. This is your cornerstone. Okay? So that's why I leave it up there and I read to you guys so you will find the peace that transcends all adversity. Okay? I love you all. God bless you all. I miss you all. We got any other ones? Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, saith the Lord, which is, and which was, and which is to come. Yep, it's funny because that last little comment, the Lord, which is, which was, and is to come. Well, that's kind of how I close my show out. Because I say, I'll be back. I'm already back. And I'm still to come. And until my next show, I love you all. Bye.